Hello and welcome to Local Edition. I'm Leslie Leyton. Back at the beginning of the year, the city of Tustin came up with its first ever strategic plan. And now that the year is coming to a close, it's time to look back and see, hey, how are we doing with these goals? The mayor of Tustin is here now, Al Murray, to talk about what the goals are and how it is going.
Thank you. Thank you very much for having me here today, Leslie. And
glad you're here. Let's start. What is on your strategic plan? What were you hoping to accomplish by now, and what are you looking to accomplish into the future?
Okay. I think our main objective was to kind of set up a framework for how we would progress through our city in terms of providing quality services to our community. We looked at our budget, our priorities, our capital improvement plan, our economic development, and certainly our public safety department to kind of assess again, how we're doing and what we've been able to accomplish, and then the direction for which we need to go in the next 4 or 5 years.
All right, so a year into it, almost a year into it, how are you making those marks?
We're doing pretty well. We've achieved some really good things, I think, during this first year. Been able to ramp up our economic development. We've strengthened our relationships with the Tustin Chamber. We, with the police department, have developed what we call a CERT program, which is a community emergency response team to help us in the need of any kinds of catastrophic situations. We've been able to increase our emergency operations staff and have them do some exercises to, again, help us prepare for that. And then one of the really nice things is we've been able to increase our budget in terms of our current funding and our reserve policy. Our reserve policy has been 20%. We've now been able to achieve 22%, which is really nice.
And you've been able to do that through sales tax and increased property tax revenue?
Through conservation efforts within the organization internally, just trying to be more efficient.
A lot of what happens in a city cannot be predicted. Have you had any surprises? You know, when you have these economic speed bumps that come up, it can really throw a city off balance.
Overall, we haven't had too many surprises, other than the state kind of looking at a lot of the cities in Orange County and trying to reach out to grab some of our financial well-being. And so that's certainly something that is creating a little bit of concern for us. The state is always looking, as I said, at cities that are doing very well, particularly in Orange County, and we are, and so we have some concerns about some of our projects and funding that the state may be trying to take some of those funds back.
Which project?
That would deal with the demise of the redevelopment districts, and so it would be projects that certainly had some focus with redevelopment funds, and those were projects on the base, the military base.
Yeah, the state really has been into a cash grab.
Yes, it has been.
This last year, but Tustin is moving forward on a lot of construction projects that had been on hold because of the financial crisis.
That's correct.
So a lot of home construction, and you were able to complete the reservoir project, which is huge.
Yes, that's a really great project, and again, it kind of folds into the emergency preparation. We had a very old reservoir which was in disrepair, and we were able to get some funding to create 2 3-million-gallon reservoirs which will hold water, which is excess water that we get during the rainy season, and give us a source of water in case we do have an emergency, an earthquake or something of that nature.
And this is one of the things you don't really think much about or care about until you don't have water to drink or bathe in or any of those things.
That's very true.
So it is a big deal.
And in Southern California, it's a very critical kind of situation because we don't have the water infrastructure here. It comes from Northern California.
And that's where some of that strategic planning comes into play.
That's correct.
Al Murray, thank you so much for being here today.
All right. Thank you.
And glad you were with us too. I'm Leslie Leyton.